It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and today's the day. I'm going to weld the center link on my Massey 50 tractor. So then I can just use my tractor whenever I want. Otherwise it's been sitting in my garage and I haven't been able to use it. So that's no good either. So let's go. Okay, so there we go. Look at this. I've got the mighty screwdriver in there. The issue is this is category 2. And this is category 1, and it just wouldn't fit in there, so I needed to weld on a new one. Okay, so I went, and these are Farm Fleet, and they're just weld on 3-point hitch ends. It's the only thing I could find, so what I'm going to do is cut out the shape of this little taper into here, weld it all in, and put a little bit of a supporting bracket just to give it a little more support. So let's start on this. We've got our weld-in piece. I want to keep it about the same angle. Okay, so I'm not going to try to cut off too much so that I can grind to make it fit real nice, then weld it in. Okay, I went to Home Hardware and got these to fit into my grinder, which are they're notching wheels actually, but they will act as cut-off wheels, so you can cut off pieces. These things are an amazing time saver, and they do a really good job. So worth every penny. They're about $4 a piece, so they're kind of expensive, but they do the job much quicker. Okay, what I had to do is remove the guard, which I am not suggesting that you ever do. Guards are there for a reason. It's always personal reasons why you do things. Now, that is dangerous. So I'm going to be mindful of where my hand is, and I'm going to use some gloves. So hopefully I can hear it gnawing into that before it's into my hand. So, as I say, don't do as I do. Maybe I'll get a grinder that has a bigger guard. That could be handy. I think so. Okay, so I can't go down far enough. I'm going to have to use a hacksaw for the rest. You think the sledge will take it now? Might. Okay, let's see if she'll come loose. Yikes. Okay, so that's fitting pretty decent. I am going to grind a little more here, make it fit nice, and then we're going to start welding it on. You know, most of my stuff is just showing you how I do it. This is more a how I do videos. I'm just kind of vlogging it. I don't particularly want you to think that everything I do is correct, running things without guards. I try to be as safe as possible, but in the same right, I like to get things done, and I try to be as safe as I can. Like, you know, wearing chainsaw pants, stuff that can really, I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't be nice getting something into your hand, but most times it's not life-threatening. Your legs, cutting your legs wide open, that is. So I kind of judge that as I go, but you have to do that for yourself. So I'm not showing you how to do it. This is just how I do it. So be safe. I don't want something happening. A little bit more. Ah, perfect. I like it. See what I'm getting at? I'm using the old one to use as my support. I'm going to weld the rest. I'm going to notch the sides to have more surface to weld. I'll grind slightly on these edges too to make a little more surface that I build up. See, I grooved it so there's more surface when you weld. It makes a much stronger joint. From the factory, from this weld-on piece, they already did that. This side here is going to have more room, more surface anyways, because I have it's going to weld in farther. So I don't think I'm going to joint that. I'm just going to weld and fill in, and then I'm going to brace the top. Oh man. You find a good ground, so the actual pin, the pin's welded into here, so that's a good ground. Okay, so this is only an AC welder, so most welders are AC/DC, and then now most people just use DC. You have to go get AC rods because it'll be a frustrating lesson in futility if you don't. You just can't weld AC with DC rods very well at all. Okay, I'm going to weld the bottom strip now. That's not so bad. We'll go to the other side. Not so bad. Let's get the chipper. We're going to do one more weld down and across the bottom. Preferably it'll turn out nicely. She's filling in nicely. So that is slag, and it just comes off. Here's the not so nice side. Go over here, and this is the nicer, pretty side. So now I'm going to build a little bracket that goes on here just to give it a little bit of gusseting. Now I want to weld this onto here, but I want it to match this edge. So I'm going to cut this off with my notching wheel right about there. Okay, make sure you grind off any paint that you're going to weld to. So this is really important. Welds are pretty strong on their own if it's straight pulling, but they're not good at twisting. That's how you break a weld. You twist it till it comes off. So when I put my gusset in, it will keep more support so it can't twist like this. So I'll weld this in, then I'll weld up the sides, give it some extra support so it can't twist back and forth. And a loader will have lots of that, like driving, bang, bang. So you need to put some extra support in there. Okay, so first we're going to tack it. A little coat of primer. I don't have any paint, but it'll make it look a bit better and keep it from rusting anyways.